Hi guys, this is how to join into the record with the super easy version of how to play Johnny B Goode by Chuck Berry. None of the flashy stuff in this one. This is all about using your E, A and D chord to play along to an absolutely classic song. It's a 12-bar blues in A. So what that means is we're in the key of A, which means we start on an A. And we're going to play E and D, which also work with that A chord. They follow each other very well. And it's this chord sequence is 12 bars long, hence the 12 bar. And Johnny B Goode's basically a blues song, so that's your 12 bar blues. But there is an order to these chords which should be followed, and is a lot of songs. But we're going to learn it with Johnny B Goode as your first example of a 12 bar blues. So we start on the A chord, because it's a 12 bar blues in A. And we stay on that A for 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and 4. And then we go to your D chord, D, for 2 bars. Back to an A, and finish on E, before going back to your A. So we've got A for 4 bars. Down to D for 2, A for 2, E for 2, and then finally your A. So the sequence kind of always passes through that A chord. You start off by going down to your D, passes through your A, goes up to an E and back to an A, just as another way of remembering it, kind of physically remembering it on your fretboard rather than just remembering A chord, D chord, A chord. You know, try and visualize these things on your fretboard and you'll find them easier to remember, certainly with a long chord sequence like this. But let's have a jam along to that, just strumming 4/4 on the beats, very quick, so I'll slow it down for you a bit. If we strum on the beats, you'll be strumming then, and join in 1, 2, 3, 4. Down Louisiana, close to New Orleans, way back up in the woods among the evergreens, there stood a log cabin made of earth and wood, where lived a country boy named Johnny B Goode, who never ever learned to read or write to an A, playing guitar just like he's ringing a bell. Okay, and that's the end of your first 12 bar blues chord sequence. I have got a capo first fret here, which kind of makes it sound like A sharp, but don't worry about that. It's just so you can play along to the record, to the original. You can do this without a capo. Your A chord with a capo at first fret would have all 3 fingers on the first dot, just to make sure that you're doing that right. Let's have a go through your chorus now. It feels a little different, but it's exactly the same chords. Starting on an A. 1, 2, 3, go, go. Go, Johnny, go. 3 and 4, then to D, go. Back to an A, go. Finish on an E to A. E, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, Johnny B Goode. That's the way? Okay, let's try doing that with either. It depends how quick you want to do this. You can do this on an 8th grid, but whether you do it with powered 8s, so strumming downs all the time, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, or downs and ups, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, is up to you. The more authentic way to do it is probably doing the downstrokes, but that does mean you're going to be strumming down very quickly. So maybe have a go at the downs and ups, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. The thing to remember with downs and ups strumming is that your downstrokes have to happen on the beat. There's no excuse for it. You need down, up. So if you're, for example, if you're tapping your foot or you're nodding your head along to you playing along, your hand goes with your head, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Deep down Louisiana. If it goes the other way, okay, that's bad. We don't want that to happen. From the second verse, from your A chord, 8th strumming if you can, join in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Carry his guitar in a gunny sack. Go sit beneath the trees by the railroad D. The engineer could see him sitting in the shade, strumming to the rhythm that the drivers made. People passing by, they would stop and say, oh man, a little country boy sure can play. Go, go, 1, 2, 3, and a D, 2, 3, go. Go, Johnny, back to an A. Finally a E to an A. Johnny B Goode. Okay, cool. To get a more authentic sound to this record, give it the sound of Johnny B Goode, if you just strum at least the middle 4 strings, rather than strumming everything, which for a blues song sounds a bit nice. For any bluesy rocky song, it sounds a bit nice. So we want to narrow your strumming, rather than it being a big full strum, to just the middle 4, or ideally kind of the top 3, so your A string, D string and G, or strings, if I number them 1 to 6, 3, 4 and 5. It'll be easier to do faster, and it sounds more like the record as well. That's a really cool tip for you playing these songs. Also, when the song first starts, obviously we have the classic intro. When the rhythm part starts in, you actually start your chord sequence on a D. The reason for that is that the first 4 bars of A in your 12-bar blues have been taken up by the intro. So that intro lasts 4 bars, and you join in after bam, ba-dam, 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 ba-dam. Okay, so when this bit starts, on the first, that's where you start on your D. And follow the rest of your chord sequence, which is an A, E, and back to an A. And a similar thing happens over the guitar solos. There's 2 blocks of 12-bar blues over the guitar solos, and again it starts in a similar pattern. And on each da 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 da, you strum your A chord and then mute straight away. Da 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 dum, ba da 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 dum ba dum, da dum ba dum ba da dum. Every time he goes, that's when you strum, and the last 4 strums, then you go to your D again. So from your A chord, but over 1, 2, 3, 4, da 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 dum da dum, da 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 dum da dum, da da dum da da dum. 1 to a D, dum da dum ba dum ba dum ba dum, bum ba dum ba dum ba dum. Finish on your A, and then that would cycle again. Da 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 dum da dum, da 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 dum da dum. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, D. And that's how it's done. We can then, after you've got the idea of this song, playing the open chords along to the record, substitute each chord for this blues riff, which does make it sound a lot more like the song. If I just quickly talk you through that, but again, this is meant for kind of absolute beginners, but I'll talk you through it anyway. When we have your A chord, where your first or your middle finger is, depending on how you play this riff, this would be 2nd fret on the 4th string. If you put your first finger there and just play the A string and the A string and the D string, just those 2 together, do those with a power 8. That would kind of be the technique that we need to play this song, and we need that on account of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and your 3rd finger goes down on beats 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's how you play that riff. To play it over the D, you just move everything down a string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Back up to an A. Finally an E. And then your A. And your first finger just slides between each string when playing. It doesn't technically lift off, and your third finger kind of just goes down on that one note. So that's something to have a play about with, something a little different for you. But try and play along with your 3 open chords, E, A and D, along to the record, capo first fret to make it sound in tune with the record. Please subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in another video.